Hit the block, fully loaded, nigga. TMB, nigga. Everything. Tiger Hood, bitch. Yeah, come on. Everything. Yeah, you want something about it, man? Let's get it. Hit the block, fully loaded, nigga. Working nigga. I be watching these niggas because these niggas be snitching. I be watching a real nigga cause they know that I'm richer. But I don't give a fuck cause I'm the grave digger. Get your stack, get your money, man. Get your pay up. My name Ray Bills in these streets. I'm cleaned up and I'm known on the block for making the cake from dimes, 20 nigga. And them Japanese clock nigga. And them bitch. You know what it is. We in this bitch. Killing them dead, that guy. Yeah. Everything money game, nigga. Jump out on me. 200 on me. I'm so unique. I'm so TMB. And for that I did, nigga, who put my names on your clothes? You stole my sweat, I guess that's how the game goes. I'm a elite player. I took the trips. Up and out 69, coming back with the immigrants. And for them Benjamins, I'm on go no spin. Cause you know I win. Took a little couple of losses. But I sucked it in. Just for them hustles. And stack the bread. And get the racks. And avoid the feds. And I look like money shot out OTB. But it's TMB till I D.I.E. I make power moves. Never been afraid of the game. I got an active chip. And it's so insane. And for them pesos, man, I'm stay piped up. For the next sensei. Keeping it gangster. Born on counting a low page. Niggas TMB. R.I.P. the cool, we miss you, nigga. Let's go. So welcome to the land of drug dealers. We all blow killer and stay through. I sip too much drink to ever get to go. And you go from to the world blow. Ain't no sweat in my circle. I've been sipping, drinking, but I'm an A-town ghetto boy. Everything on the game too, banging, twisting my brain with one of the train. Smoking on cannabis. Smoke my knees, smoke past piss. Black out here, see heaven. But that still can't touch this. Everything money gang necklace. Take a respect when Houston, Texas, crazy. On my motherfucking mouth, nigga. And you come all with, nigga. You know what that ETLG. Money bull. Motherfucking Tiger Hood, the last ghetto bit. And you know it's the real mark. AKA Monkey Man. Mr. AK. Come get it. They come back with it. You know what it is. We don't stop, nigga. Put that on my mama. We don't die. Put that on my mama.
What's up, everybody? Hold on, let me get it going one more time.
Welcome to Zoo House, Church of Christ, Missionary Baptist Scientology Church. We about to have an ace selection for the choir. Know that I need you, tell me when I need it. Forgive me even if I'm seeing it. A relationship, no religion. I'm speaking game to the masses. That's why the devil mad at me. Just take the winners I roll this weed. Thank you, Lord, cause they got no seed. This to make it rain, this to make it sunshine. This to turn your life around and put your feet on solid ground. I remember when a nigga didn't have shit. Put a hope in the prayer. Holy Ghost, watch that damn as I'm dripping all this sauce. I was low, but now I'm found. More than Seppi saw the best in me. Never thought I would have made it. Older nigga, what you saying? But the devil got you hating. God and Mary had a baby. And I'm feeling like him. I got a daily nigga, give me just like Jesus. I saw it to the best nigga, just like Jesus. Jesus walk with me, nigga, just like Jesus.
Man, what's the motherfucking deal, everybody? Man, we finna get the fuck up in here one time. So, I was watching TMZ earlier. Hold on, kid. I was watching TMZ earlier. Hold on, let me go back to this right quick. Let me see if I can pull it up. Here we go.
The biggest thing for me is reliability. Somebody that stands behind their word. You know, when they tell you they're going to do something, they're going to do it. You got here first. You did it. She's right there.
Good morning, guys. Wake up, good morning. It's a brand new day.
Some people think David did it. Here he is with this
So what I'm gonna do is, man, it's something they're gonna talk about. And I'm gonna go down through there and break it down real quick because some shit, like, and we're gonna say if this man did it, because I've been kind of deep in the back of my mind. I kind of feel like he done it, but then I kind of feel like he didn't do it, because even Charleston White said something that made sense. Because my nigga, anybody that's been this close to a murder with this much evidence pointing towards them, with this much of his shit being in evidence, like you gotta understand, homie. Like, this is a murder case, bro. Like, you can't just have a murder case and ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. Hold on, where my shades at? I'm high. Bam. Yeah. Bam. You can't just have a murder case, my nigga, and it's just good. You can't. You can't. It can't be like you can't just be walking around freely and they got all this evidence pointing towards you. Now, I'm feeling like maybe, cause I don't care how many pictures y'all say y'all see of him. I don't care how many videos y'all say. I don't believe none of them texts. I'm not gonna believe none of them texts. I'm bleeding from Dave and all this shit. I'm not believing none of them text messages, because they're not for sure and they're not credible. There could be anything. I'm gonna put that into play, because you know why? They're gonna put all that in the court, which I fail to realize in court. Common sense don't play in court. Only facts. And I'm gonna say this: in none of those, and this is a key thing, man. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, this is just my opinion. This is just what I'm saying. In none of those photos and none of those videos or none of those pictures have y'all really seen them showing a display of public affection. Now, I have not sat and watched none of the videos but just from what I see, what they showing, like, I don't know if they got anything of them kissing. Like, they taking pictures and like snuggled up, hugged up, but it look no more to me than two friends. You feel what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, the David nigga kind of sweet looking to me. You feel what I'm saying? Even though, yeah, okay, I understand. You know what I'm saying? But, and then I would understand, like I keep saying, I've been saying this ever since this shit jumped out, bro. If he didn't do it, he got too much shit pointing towards him that look like he could be the one that done it. Because we can scream, well, they got this evidence and that evidence, but yeah, if they got this evidence and that evidence, why is he not arrested? If he was fucking with a minor, why is he not arrested? If he murdered this young lady, why is he not arrested? It's something keeping him from being arrested, and I don't know what it is. Because they ain't gotta watch him, and just like they finna explain in this cause see, this the only reason why this shit never made sense to me. And Charleston White said it. Well, not Charleston White, but TMZ said it. I don't give a fuck what type of killer you is, bro. You're not finna park in the back of your goddamn house with a body. You're not. You just not. You just not. And it ain't, hey, what's up, Dollar Bell? And there's no way that anybody would just move around. Well, I don't know. like I say, but I know one thing: a motherfucking serial killer, motherfucking killer, bro. I mean, not a killer would not park the car like right behind this shit. You know what he did to killing that? He might well just left the body in the house, like so. And then we gonna find out a lot of things about this. Because one thing I can say, TMZ not gonna bullshit because TMZ know they can get sued behind shit they say. That's why they don't never get fucked with. You feel me? So we finna watch some of this shit here, man. And we finna see what's popping on this shit right here, man. Hold on. Let's turn this up, man. Let me see. Man, I think on that bill look like 21. Slightly. 21. And I want y'all to listen very carefully. Like I say, I'm gonna stop it in some parts and we're gonna chop it up. I'm gonna chop it up.
Girl, body is in his car, but he would have to be a psychopath. He's not even psycho. Psychopaths are not that stupid. Welcome to the Two Angry Men podcast. Mark, the biggest story in the TMZ universe right now is David, the singer who had a Tesla, or who has one, and the body of this girl, a 14-year-old girl, Celeste Rivas, was found in the trunk. The car was parked on a busy residential street. It was towed. The tow yard found the body. And the LAPD is in the middle of this wild investigation. We have a lot of information. I have been waiting all week to talk to you.
First of all, shout out to TMZ. I can't think of the white boy name right there that own TMZ. But these are two lawyers. First of all, let's see. This is a lawyer and this is a lawyer. And you got to understand, they know California law. They're in California. And it's certain things in law in California, just like they say, shit. Hell, as soon as they heard about OJ wife getting killed, hell, they was there. They arrest that nigga as soon as he touched ground or whatever happened. Shit, you feel me? But oh shit, yeah. My bad, y'all. Hold on. I keep forgetting I got this bitch on the charger, so it's gonna. Hold on, I'm trying to get this shit together, y'all. Hold up. All right. Bam, here we go. All right, here we go.
I want to throw things at you and get your take. Please do. Are you going to start with the fact that the medical examiner in LA has not, as normal, because they haven't done the tox screen yet, but hasn't released a full report at this point? Here's why I'm not really surprised. If you you live here in Houston, right now is the perfect time to upgrade your air conditioning
No, it's
system.
not,
As
because
we
it's
near the
finna
end
be
of summer
winter
and we're
time. I
clearing out
keep
our
telling, I don't know why I ain't lying like that.
Here's why I'm not really surprised. TMZ is turning 20 next month. In the 20 years we've done it, I cannot think of a single case where the LAPD and the medical examiner and other law enforcement agencies in Riverside and other places have played things as close to the vest as they have in this case. And I will tell you, and in fact, let me just tell you a quick story before we get into the evidence, because we have a lot now. The way this came about is they found the body in the trunk, and it was so badly decomposed, possibly cut up, that's unclear, to the point where they couldn't even tell if it was a man or a woman. We got a tip. The police just said that the victim had a tattoo on the right index finger that said SHHH ... We got a tip that it was this girl, Celeste Rivas. We got in touch with her mother.
Salute,
And
Raven.
we talked to the mother, who said, yes, the tattoo was red, and that she had a boyfriend named David. And we're thinking, wait a minute, the car is registered to David. So I called the LAPD. I called robbery homicide, and I called them to give them her number and her name so that maybe this was the girl. And they didn't return my call. And I thought,
wait, when did you call them? What date?
It was around September 5th when this all came out, before they knew who she was. All they said was, we're trying to figure out who it is. And I thought, well, maybe it's her. So I called LAPD, and I think what they thought was I was just trying to get information. So they didn't call me back.
Right.
So I called them the next day, and this is no disparagement to robbery homicide, but they were annoyed that I was even calling. And I said, guys, I want to give you something. And I told them. And when I said that she had the tattoo and it was red, I could hear something, because they hadn't released that it was red.
Oh,
and I just,
It was red.
see.
And
and I just
by
heard,
the way, what?
Now, did y'all hear that? Now, they didn't even know that the tattoo was red. They didn't even know the tattoo was red, man. So that's crazy. Now, that's out in the public. See, TMZ be on they shit, bro. TMZ gonna be on they shit, bro. It seems like it's too high. I don't care. Fuck it. Y'all can see. I don't want to fuck nothing up. Let's go. So now that they know that the was red, let's see what else they say.
At what point since September 5th, because you mentioned something that fascinating to me, it's been reported that the body was dismembered. It's been
right.
reported that it was in there for a while. I don't believe, based on what I've seen so far, that you can make a definitive or draw a definitive conclusion at this point, absent some pathologist going in there and actually trying to discern whether it's a dismemberment or it's just part of the decomposition process.
You know, I was having...
What point since September 5th, because you mentioned something that fascinated me, it's been reported that the body was dismembered. It's been reported that it was in there for a while. I don't believe, based on what I've seen so far, that you can make a definitive or draw a definitive conclusion at this point, absent some pathologist going in there and actually trying to discern whether it's a dismemberment or it's just part of the decomposition process.
You know, I was having that exact discussion with somebody 5 minutes ago. So I hear you. So look, you know, we left the information, we gave them the...
But still, it ought to be a way that they can tell it that girl, because I thought the same thing, but then when my wife said it ought to be still some type of way that they, can tell, because if the nigga hit that bitch with an axe, I ain't mean call it bitch, but If they didn't hit that girl with an axe or like a sawzall or some shit like that or whatever, yeah, it's gonna be some cut marks. It's gonna be some bone, bone shit that look like it been cut on. You know what I'm saying? You got it. Cause I guess if you was to cut up a damn body, you would start at the joints where the body move at. It seems like it would be the easiest goddamn way. I don't know to cut up a body. Anything else gonna seem like it's gonna be hard because you have to cut through the bone and chop up through the bone and shit. I don't know, but at the end of the day, some sick motherfucker maybe did or did the body just dismember. That's what they were saying. Like, so decomposing, your body don't stay whole unless it's just laying somewhere. Just say if a body was laying in a field somewhere, yeah, it'll probably stay intact like that. But we gotta understand they got this child balled up or however in a bag, a trash bag, or they say plastic bag or whatever. I don't know what kind of bag this could have trash bag this could have been to put a body in, but unless it was a motherfucking one of those construction bags. You know how y'all had a construction bag? This is one of them holes. Let's see.
Information, and that was the last we heard of them. They have been so locked down in such an unusual way, and I'm just going to say it.
Are you researching dental implants?
There's a lot of dental offices that'll talk about doing their teeth in the day process. A lot of times what they mean is they'll do the surgery and give you some sort of teeth the next day, but those teeth are not permanent teeth. They're temporary teeth that you wear while you're healing.
In the old way, you would get a set of acrylic or temporary material teeth.
I'm just going to say it. That we
Why do you attribute that to?
I don't know. We have sources that normally are available to us. Nobody's available. I mean, it's.
Well, I was going to say, don't take this the wrong way, but TMZ, as you mentioned, is almost 20 years old or is 20 years old. You've had a very robust relationship with the LAPD over those 20 years. So it is strange for me, at least, based on what I've seen over the years, that they have clammed up over this. And that's why I'm asking, you've got to have a gut on that.
Yeah, my gut, look, okay, here, let me lay it out on what we have, and then we can talk about it, because I'm telling you, a lot of people think David is the guy who did this. And I know that, and there is evidence, I think, that points that way, but I think there's evidence that points in a different way too. So let me tell you what we know. So David owned the car, and the body was found in the car. We also know from people we've spoken with and photographs we have that there is a real connection between David, who was 20, and Celeste, who was 14 when she died, and that we have talked to people who were around them, went to parties with them, and that they assumed they were boyfriend-girlfriend. Celeste, who had run away from home, presented herself like she was 18 or 19. She had multiple fake IDs, and the people at the various parties, when they found out she was the victim, they were stunned. They thought, my God, she had apparently passed herself off as being a USC student. So they thought she was an adult. They couldn't believe that she was 14 years old. So there is that.
Can I ask a question? Did you ask the people who were at the parties who claimed to know her whether or not she was ingesting or doing any substances that they saw?
Nobody is saying anything like that yet, but boy, my head is where your head is there too, because that's an alternate theory to murder for sure.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's something before everybody jumps all the way to the obvious. And I say that not disparagingly, but it's you have to consider, number one, the conclusion, and then we've got to go backwards and see what else could have and realistically may have happened.
Spoken like a defense lawyer.
Hi, my name is Tami, and I would like to give you a few reasons why you should consider dating a young Asian lady.
Realistically, may.
Cause see what they saying is we gotta consider other options than murder, because they gotta be considering other options than murder if they not arresting this young man, bro. For real. They gotta be considering some other option because that man supposed to be arrested. It's no way in hell. Now I know, cause see that, and this is another thing too. I don't give a damn that he's a celebrity. He's not a white celebrity, so I ain't trying to hear that shit. I ain't trying to hear that shit. He was a white celebrity, I would understand. This is a black celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. He ain't much celebrity to me, but he's a celebrity because the nigga sings and people know who he is. So at the end of the motherfucking day, what a good scapegoat to lead this motherfucker. We don't, it's a party house. People in and out this house all the time, they say. So let's just look at this for a minute, bro. If the police is not having your ass under arrest, that means they do not have substantial evidence to put you in jail. And I'm gonna tell you something. When it comes down to the sitting out of feds, they gotta have. If it's the feds, they gotta have exact evidence. But if it's not the feds, if it's city, shit, a nigga just said you killed the motherfucker, you going to jail. And I know that California is not too different from Texas when it comes down to the law. In California, that worse. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the goddamn day, they have not taken this man to jail. They have not charged this man with nothing. They have not charged this man for even with messing with this young lady because, too, I keep telling everybody, I have not seen no video of no PDL, no public display of affection, PDA. No public display of affection. I have not seen no videos going around with that, bro. Now, at the end of the day, we can say what the fuck we want to, and we can make out of it what the fuck we want to, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to the law, it has to be facts, not, you know what I'm saying? It has to be facts. So let's go.
Have happened. Spoken like a defense lawyer.
Well, look, defense lawyers generally are early money on a lot of things, so I'll leave it at that.
Okay, I get it. So we also have pictures
Big
of
nose
David,
ass
the
white
singer,
dude.
in Lake Elsinore, a 6-minute walk from the family house. So there's a real connection there. And the other thing is that, David didn't hide this. He's dating a 14-year-old,
But
maybe a
is he?
13-year-old, and I think that's true. A 13-year-old as well, because this didn't just start. She disappeared first in January of 2024. The police found her a month later in Hollywood, which happens to be the area where David lives, and they brought her back home. And then in March, she disappears again, and the family never saw her. That's 2024. She was 13. So
all of that is circumstantial that they knew each other, along with song titles, along with the obvious fact that her body and her remains are in his trunk. My question is the lawyer who represents David denying that there was a connection and that they knew each other? Because that to me that's a heavy lift.
No statement on that. There's not talking. They're not denying it, and they can't deny it. And we have photographic evidence. We have video. So they definitely knew each other. So that's not an issue.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
They knew each other.
That might be her. Yeah, I mean, ain't no doubt that. I know they done did probably the face recognition and all type of shit. Hold on, let me see.
They're not denying it, and they can't deny it. And we have photographic evidence. We have video. So they definitely knew each other.
Come on, man. Come on, man. How y'all thought that girl was 19? And then look like a bullshit Travis Hunter and his wife. Come on, boy. How y'all thought this girl was 19, bro? That girl looked like she 12 or 13 right there. Right there. She look like a child right there, bro. I don't know. Fuck, y'all can't. Who in the fuck? But see, and that's the thing about it, though. So I think this was really what was said when he walked up with her. This was what I think was said when he walked up with her. Hey, what's up, David? Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. Then when David and her walk out, she look young, don't she? Yeah, she look young, but she 19. She got it because she in the club. She in the club. She got the fake ID. She in the club. She with this nigga. this nigga seems sus though. That nigga hand is right there, man. Show y'all nigga hand right there. Let me show y'all that nigga hand right there real quick, man. Look at that nigga hand right there real quick, man. That nigga looks sus, dog. I'm back it up right there.
So that's not an issue. They definitely knew each other, and they presented as boyfriend and girlfriend to a lot of people. So you've got that, and now this is where it just gets bizarre. So you have this situation where David goes on tour in early August, right? And the body is found September 5th. So, you know, you would think, well, it couldn't have been David, but the fact is he was performing around this area, so maybe he came back. But what we thought was this car was just sitting there, and after 3 days, you know, it's an abandoned car, and you can call the police.
Ooh.
Well, we now find out that this car was sitting there August 26th, and clearly because it had been ticketed twice, it must have been sometime before August 26th that it was placed there. And that means for at least 2 weeks, and probably more, that car was sitting on Doheny Drive.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. My husband found this new 87 cents generic Viagra at Friday Plans, and at first, I was worried.
Abandoned. And for somebody
Right,
to
and
tow
one of
and
the-
find.
So what I would imagine what they're doing. Number one, they have canvassed all surveillance cameras
Right.
in the area so that they can try to pinpoint when that car was parked there. It's amazing how robust surveillance cameras, nor cameras themselves, are in the society we live in. So they've done that. They want to see if they can determine who was driving that car when it gets there. They've already, I guarantee you, obtained the cell phone records. If she had a mobile phone, even if she had a burner phone, if they found that, they've got his cell phone records, so they're going to be able to triangulate roughly where he was, when, and what time. And then they've also got the
And that's probably what's
remains in trying to figure out.
and what he said right there is probably what's keeping them out of jail. Cause they gotta get the phone records. There's probably some shit in that phone we don't even know, and we just guesstimating shit, and we just talking and running our fucking mouth. But the true story probably in both of their phones. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do somewhere in my heart feel like this young man should get off, but it has to be explained. If he do get, it has to be explained. You can't just get out and then it's over with. Hell, nah, it has to be explained. You know what I'm saying? Because if he don't get off, it's gonna be explained. But sometimes a lot of these motherfuckers get off and it don't be explained, and they just go on like they ain't did shit, and we ain't seen the shit, and it never happened. And back to singing, or back to acting, or back to whatever. So,
And this is really where it's a difficult task because of temperature, because of where it was, and the remains. They're going to try to pinpoint a date or a rough time period of death. Cause of death is going to be as difficult, if not more difficult than that as well.
Right. Now, a couple of other things that they're getting, and I think this is going to be critical. Teslas have cameras all over, and that they have clearly subpoenaed Tesla to get all of the video and any photographs, but certainly video. They should
So,
be
hold
able to
on.
see who placed the body.
Now, this is one part, too, that I believe that they lying about with Tesla. Because one moment, they saying that the only way you can get recordings from Tesla is like they don't have no upload, no cloud. Like, but see, that's what I'm saying. See, they lying. That's what they telling the public, so the public won't think that these folks spying on y'all funk ass. These folks are spying on your damn ass. Ain't no way in hell that they got a car and that bitch do not have a tapping because it's GPS. I mean, it's internet driven. It's internet done. It's everything internet. Wi-Fi on this bitch on a Tesla. So how in the fuck it don't have a cloud? They said you had to get some type of and maybe that's what they still. They might have had that on the vehicle too. The little download thing that you supposed to have like a junk drive or maybe some type of drive that while records around your car and it keeps your recordings on a little drive or something. But I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. Especially when this bitch can show you on your phone what's going on around your car. I don't know. So let's go. Even I would think he would know who was around this car. Because they say, watch, y'all gonna see.
In the Tesla, that to me is going to be the smoking gun. That will lead them, not necessarily to who killed her, or if she was killed at all. Again, she may have died of a drug overdose, for all we know. But they're going to see who put her in that Tesla. My guess is they've already gotten that. I would think Tesla's already.
I agree. I think I don't know what kind of robust wall that they've got in terms of records, but I guarantee you that they have a few things you can guarantee in life, but they've got surveillance or internal video that shows who put her in. And by the way, that also gives you the date of the placement in the trunk, what kind of condition the person was, at least that you can see from the video. It does not necessarily tell you time of death. And by the way, if it appears from the video that this was somebody who was placed in there that was unconscious or may have already passed away, all that will do is at least give you an outer limit of time to kind of reverse engineer the time of death.
Yeah. Now, the one other thing that they're getting, his manager from Interscope rented that house, which was very close to where the car was found. And
oh my god! I just won $60,000 for my car crash from this app from my phone.
And that house has lots and lots of security cameras outside. I know the police wanted to get it. We found out that the owner of the house, when he leased it, told the tenant, "You are in control of the security cameras." The owner had no access because the owner didn't want to look like he was snooping on them. So whether the tenants agree or not, they are clearly have already subpoenaed the security company, because that's going to be really relevant. When was she in that house? I mean, they've done a search of the house. They seem to think so because they did a luminol test in the house. So those security cameras may show somebody taking a body out of the house and putting it in the Tesla. So those two things to me are going to be really critical. Now, a lot of people think...
And by the way, they probably already have. By the way, since they did the search of the house, they've already got search warrants, or they've got a judge there who's made probable cause determinations. They have clearly done a search warrant for the security company. I would be shocked if they didn't already have the internal cameras, and depending on what kind of a security system it is, the various views and things of that nature. So they're building a timeline, which also is, I think, speaks to, before everybody jumps on he must be guilty of murder or that this was a murder, there is a telltale sign here that something does not fit in the fact that because otherwise they would have arrested first.
They would arrest his ass.
Something that, to your point, is a...
I'm gonna stop right here at the 15-minute mark, and I'm gonna come back to that later. We're gonna come back to this at part 2 later on.
I kind of see this slightly differently.
Tell me.
So some people think David did it. I mean, here he is with her, with this underage girl. Body is in his car. It just smells. But if he would have to be
the dumbest guy on the planet,
a psychopath. That I'm gonna.
He's not even psycho. He's
Well, we gonna play
psychopaths
this
are
out.
not that
Stupid. You put the body in your car.
Yeah, I mean,
you put the body in your car, and then you go on tour knowing. I lived on Doheny Drive. I lived there. I know the way that works. I lived there for 10 years, and they have street cleaners that come, and I'm sure that the reason they ticketed them, because I know the area, is when the street cleaner comes, you're supposed to move your car, and if they don't, they ticket you. And they had 2 tickets on the car, so they all know the drill there. So he's leaving the car with a body inside, going on tour for a month, and thinking, what? Eventually, yeah, I guess they'll find the body. No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So,
and it also makes somebody's going to have to figure out, at least have a coherent theory. If it was not him, then who? And that's, I'm sure, what law enforcement is going to drill
And that's
down
the
on.
crazy part. If not him, who? If not him, who? Who done it? Who did it? Who did it? If not him, then who? If not him, then who? If not him, then who? Who did it?
Say that, I mean, somebody would have had to have access to that car. Somebody would have had access to the lock on that car, and somebody who placed it in there, even if they're in some kind of disguise because they're aware of the fact that Tesla has a system that would pick them up, they still would have to. How is that going to throw anybody off the trail unless there is some? I mean, you can make a couple of arguments. You can say, look, he panicked. She OD'd. She was underage. He thought, oh my God, this comes out, I'm toast. I mean, I was with an underage girl. I should have known better, blah, blah, blah. She was a runaway. I should have known that. He has a million different thoughts that are going through his head, and then panics and puts in the car. But why? I mean, that's going to come right back to him. That's going to circle. I mean, you could not get a more flashing arrest me sign than putting somebody that you are involved with in the trunk of your car. And if she was not already deceased, and that causes the death, that doesn't solve anything for you.
No, and some additional facts here. I don't know whether Celeste did drugs, drank. I know she had fake IDs and was going to clubs where you had to be 18. But I can tell you something about that house that David was living in, because I know a lot about it.
Hey guys, right now we've got a handful of efficient air conditioning systems left over from the summer, and honestly we're basically giving them away at $0 down, 0% interest financing and payments. You're really going to notice, seriously guys, it's that affordable. It's a
18. But I can tell you something about that house that David was living in, because I know a lot about it. It is a party house.
Wait, how do you know about this house?
Because I've talked to a bunch of neighbors, and I've talked to people connected to the house. I have a lot of information on this house. This is a party house. This was a major...
How much was this house being rented for, at least out of...
I want to say $20,000 a month is my recollection. I think that's right.
And then the landlord himself or herself is basically saying, here's the code or the keys to the crown jewels, which is the security camera, because I don't want to, kind of a deliberate indifference, I don't want to be the one who's responsible for what's going on there.
And the person who signed the lease was his manager at Interscope. So I am told this was a big party house. Neighbors were complaining all the time. As recently as, I think, a day or two before the body was found, they were having a big party. They were playing Taylor Swift music on a Sunday night. And I talked to neighbors who were pissed off because it was really loud. So this is a party house.
1907. We're gonna just do it at 19.